Hey everybody, it's Mike. All right, so today we're going to be talking about going no contact. Why is that so important? What does that mean? What is the function of that? And this, of course, is in context to if you've been in a romantic relationship or are currently in a romantic relationship or some other kind of entanglement. I've had people say, I was in a relationship, but we're still involved. And like, what does that mean? But if you have any kind of interaction or involvement, or if you've gotten out of a toxic relationship with a cluster B, a narcissistic person, or a borderline, etc., etc. So this is, I thought it was clear what going no contact meant. I take that that phrase very literally. No contact means you create a scenario where there is zero possibility of contact from either direction. No contact doesn't mean not initiating contact. That's something else. Now, I thought that was clear, that that's what no contact meant. So when I say go no contact, that's what I'm talking about. Going no contact means that you do not contact them at all. And not only that, but you block all avenues of contact from them so that they can't call you, text you, email you, message you, Twitter you, any kind of, however lines of communication there are, you block those. You even go so far, if you have to, you move. I did that. You move. You pack up and you move and you go someplace else, and then they don't know where you are. They can't get a hold of you. That's going no contact. Because I'm getting these questions about, Mike, what do you do when you go no contact and then a couple weeks later they contact you and they're really nice, and how do you deal with the guilt? And I'm like, wait a minute. Did you understand the concept of going no contact? Now, there may be some confusion about this because as I was doing research today on this, I just typed in no contact in YouTube because I wanted to see what was coming up. And I was certain that what was going to come up was that these were all going to be videos about getting away from your narcissist primarily, or, maybe borderline would come up, but probably just narcissist, or, stalking X or something like that. But the majority of the videos that came up were these videos about how to get your ex to want you again, or how to get the girl that you're dating to really be attracted to you. And I'm like, what's going on here? And so there are people that are using the phrase no contact, but what they mean by it is just not being a stalker. And that's not going no contact. That's just being a normal human being. I mean, I was watching this one video of this guy who's supposed to, I guess he's teaching other men how to be attractive to women. And he was saying, if you go no contact, you'll be more attractive. But don't be rude about it. And then he goes on to explain that, just don't call them and text them all the time. Don't call them and ask them, what are they doing? And what are you doing right now? And who are you with? And don't text them every 10 or 20 minutes. That's just basic understanding. That's not going no contact. So that would mean in every relationship I've been in, I've gone no contact because I'm a typical guy. I say, hey, when am I seeing you next? Oh, okay, next Thursday? Great. What do you want to do? We'll get together and we'll have some dinner and then watch a Netflix and maybe spend the weekend. And, okay, great. Well, hey, have a great week. And then I just assume at some point I might get a text, how are you today? Or I might say, hey, I was just thinking about you. Maybe once a day, maybe every other day. I've gone, sometimes I've been with girlfriends. We understand that we've got this good boundaries where, if she's busy and I'm busy, we might not talk for 2 or 3 days. That's not going no contact. That's just not being super insecure and clingy and annoying. So it just, that somebody needs to be explained, how not to be a jerk to such a degree that they have to treat it like this extreme of no contact. and you have to sit on your hands and not call your girlfriend 6 times a day. I don't understand that. It's just, and that's just common sense. Why people have to go get advice that's just common sense, I don't understand. But what we're talking about here is something different. We're talking about keeping you safe from the very destructive, very toxic narcissist and or borderline. So if I haven't already explained it, obviously no contact obviously means you don't contact them. But it's not just no first contact, it means no contact at all. You block all forms of contact. When when it ended with me and my borderline ex, and of course she was discarding me in this really horrific way, which we've already talked about, and I said something like, so how long is this supposed to last? And she said something like, I don't know, maybe a couple of months. And I said to her, what's going to be different in a couple of months? To which the smoke started pouring out of her ears, and then we had this abrupt ending of the conversation. I got in my car and drove away, and then she called me, and said, we could just. She wanted to end it, but she had to talk to me for some weird thing like that. And I listened to her and I said, I got the picture here, and I'm in complete agreement with you that we should not have any more contact, that we should not connect to each other in any way, that this is it for this lifetime. And you've been really hurtful to me. You've hurt me more than anybody I've ever known. You've broken every single one of your promises to me. And so it would be best for me if you never contacted me again. So please do me a favor. Lose my phone number, block my phone, lose my email address, block my Facebook, and I told her, please do all of these things. And that's it. Have a great life. Goodbye. Hung up the phone. I immediately pulled the car over. I blocked my phone so that she couldn't call me. As soon as I got back home, I went in, I blocked my Facebook. I blocked email. I blocked every possible way that she could get a hold of me. And then I went about moving. I up and left. I had this house that I was renting, and I just up and left, and I had to pay all kinds of things to get out of it. I went 100% no contact, and it's been that way. To be honest, there was a couple of times where I unblocked my phone for a day, trying to, and I caught myself. I said, what the hell am I doing? I blocked her number again, and I unblocked her Facebook for a day. And I went, what the hell are you doing? That's not going no contact. Because I know some of you talk about going no contact, but you don't block everything. And you're looking at their Facebook and their Twitter account and their Instagram and whatever else. And that's not going no contact. You have to treat it like you're going cold turkey off of heroin. You just, it's going to feel like that. You're going to go through major withdrawals. Notice how throughout this, I've never said that it's going to be easy, because it's not, but it's what you have to do. And then, of course, the other 3 things that you're going to do is you're going to get help from a therapist. You're going to go to CODA, Codependence Anonymous, which is www.coda.org. You're going to go there today, and you're going to go on a Zoom meeting, and you're going to say, hey, I'm new. I need a sponsor to walk me through the steps. And then you're going to do daily meditation. And for that, you're going to click the join button here, which is right next to the subscribe button. There will be members only videos where I teach you very practical and powerful breath meditations that actually change your brain chemistry and get you out of being in a constant state of PTSD, which you are in. The need to call, the need to text, the need, the anxiety that you have about what is he or she thinking, that's PTSD. You are in a completely abnormal state of mind. Maybe you've been there so long you don't realize it, but that is not normal. That you are only operating on 10%. The other 90% of you is completely disconnected from you because you're totally in your reptilian brainstem, fight or flight, tend or befriend. Okay, so you got to get out of that. In any case, just wanted to clarify that. So stop asking me. So if I go no contact, what do I do if she contacts me? Well, you're obviously not no contact. Of course you're gonna look. Here's the reason why you go no contact. You don't go no contact because of anything having to do with them. You go no contact because if you have any interaction with them and they have any desire to hoover you, you will lose. They will hoover you back in. This is, you're creating an arbitrary wall between you and them so that you won't be stimulated. And then all you have to do is just not contact them. Once you've created the wall where they can't contact you, then all you have to do is just not contact them. And so you don't have to worry about the other half. But I know what you guys are doing because I did it. And you're trying to set it up so you can't, well, there's this one thing or, you know, that, and then, but, oh, I couldn't help it. She knocked on my door and I know, I've been there. So no contact means just that. You tell them, if you're worried about hurting them, you don't have to worry about that because they will find somebody. And by the way, everything you've been doing has been hurting them anyway. So, you know, if you're worried about hurting their feelings, you know, when you told them that you loved them and gave them a diamond ring, that hurt them and made them think you were the worst person in the world. So it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to hurt them. So you might as well just stop having all contact with them. Right? just to avoid hurting them, if that's what you're worried about, because people say, well, when they come back to me and they're all sweet, and, you know, how do I avoid the guilt? And what if she's hurt? It's like, well, you're hurting her all the time anyway, just because everything hurts them. So going no contact is not going to be any different. Trust me, because they already, you know, going no contact, when you shut off all communication with them, all you're doing is you're giving them what they're projecting on you anyway. Even if they're constantly afraid that you're going to leave them. When you're not leaving them, when you're doing everything to be the best partner you can, they accuse you of abandoning them. So there's no, you can't, they're making it impossible for you to not. They already think you've gone no contact, so what have you got to lose? So you're not going to hurt them any more than you already are by loving them. And trust me, they're going to find another source for, you know, whatever it is that they do. And if you're lucky, they'll go, you know what, I need help, and they'll go get help. So the thing to do is to do whatever you need to do. I mean, if you can't say to their face, if you can't break up to them to their face, send them an email. Send them an email and say, you know, this relationship is really harmful for me. I hope you don't take this personally, but I just can't be in this relationship with you. It's hurtful to me. I'm going to go no contact because I need to be alone and I need to work things out. Please don't contact me. And I do recommend that you look into getting help for borderline personality disorder. Again, I hope that doesn't offend you, but that's my experience. It's up to you. You go figure that out. In any case, have a great life. Bye-bye. You don't even have to make it that long. But, you know, more than likely what's going to happen is they're going to ghost you. They're going to disappear on you. I don't recommend waiting for that, but, you know, I can't, you know, I'm not going to tell you to do something I myself didn't do. I got discarded, and I took the opportunity to flip it on her and say, you're right. Because she did the thing of, you know, I can't have anything to do with you. You're dangerous for me and all that. And, you know, because normally what we do is we slink away, or they become unavailable, or however you deal with it. But now you got the perfect excuse. They've hung up on you. They've ghosted you. They've discarded you. They've broken up with you for the 750th time. You go, okay, you're right. Let's not do this anymore. I'm blocking you all these ways. Thank you. Goodbye. Go see a therapist. All right. So if I beat that horse to death, no contact means that you block them and then you do not initiate anything. If they find a way to get to you, you block them however you need to do that. If they know where you live, you move. I'm dead serious about that. You move. You move someplace where they don't know where you are. And they'll eventually, probably very quickly, get over you and move on. All right, that's it. Talk to you guys later.